In this video, we'll be learning how to perform operations with functions. So there's two different ways for them to write these problems. If they want you to add two functions together, they might say f plus g of x. That just means the same as f of x plus g of x. So if you look at my example on the right, you would just take those two functions, f and g, and add them. And then from there, it's a regular simplifying polynomials problem like you've done in the past. F minus g of x means you're subtracting x of x minus g of x. F g of x means you're multiplying f of x times g of x. And f divided by g of x means you're dividing f of x by g of x. When you're doing division, you also need to name a restriction. Now, what this means is you're going to take your denominator and you're going to say that your denominator cannot equal 0. If your denominator is an expression, you would solve for x by setting it equal to 0 to see what that restriction would be. And this happens because you cannot divide by 0, so your denominator cannot equal 0 for this to be functional. So here we're going to do some examples. Number 1 wants us to find f of x plus g of x. So we're adding x squared minus 4x plus 1 with g of x, which is 7x minus 2. From here, you could just remove the parentheses and then combine like terms. So I have x squared. If I combine negative 4x with positive 7x, I get 3x. And then 1 minus 2 is negative 1. Here in question 2, they want us to multiply h times g. So we're going to do 3x plus 2 times 7x minus 2. And then we can distribute. So 3x times 7x, 21x squared. And then 3x times negative 2 would be negative 6x. 2 times 7x would be 14x. And then 2 times negative 2 would be negative 4. And here I can combine like terms. I can combine negative 6x and 14x. That'll give me positive 8x. On this next one, I'm doing g over h of x. That's another way of saying g of x divided by h of x. And remember, your denominator cannot equal 0, so we might have to find a restriction in the denominator there. So g is 7x minus 2, and h is 3x plus 2. And when you find your restriction, you're solving for x in the denominator when it's equal to 0. So I'm going to solve the restriction here on this side. So I'm taking my denominator, 3x plus 2, and I'm going to set it equal to 0 and solve for x. So I get negative 2/3. So I'm going to put that in my restriction, so x cannot equal negative 2/3, because when it does, my denominator would equal 0, and we cannot divide by 0. Here, this next one, I'm doing 3 times h of x, so h of x was 3x plus 2. Minus 2 times f of x, which is x squared minus 4x plus 1. And I can distribute. So 3 times 3x is 9x. And 3 times 2 is a positive 6. Then negative 2 times x squared is negative 2x squared. Negative 2 times negative 4x is positive 8x. And negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. From there, I would combine like terms. So my negative 2x squared should go first. And I can combine 9x with 8x. That'll give me 17x. And then 6 and negative 2 would give me a positive 4. f plus 4g of x means we're doing f of x plus 4 times g of x. So f of x is x squared minus 4x plus 1. And then g of x is 7x minus 2. So here I would just bring this down. And then here I would distribute. 4 times 7x is 28x. And then 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. Now I can combine like terms. So I would combine negative 4x with 28x. That's positive 24x. And I would combine 1 minus 8. That's a negative 7. Our last problem is f(h) of x, which means you're doing f of x times h of x. So here I can distribute. I'm going to start with x squared. So x squared times 3x would be 3x cubed. X squared times 2 would be 2x squared. Then negative 4x times 3x is equal to negative 12x squared. And negative 4x times 2 is negative 8x. Now the 1 times 3x is 3x. And 1 times 2 is equal to 2. And then I can combine like terms. So I have 3x cubed, 2x squared minus 12x squared is going to be negative 10x squared. And negative 8x plus 3x, negative 5x, and I can bring down the positive 2.